Welcome to Home Buying 101 with Francisco. Today with me is Heather Darin with Super. Heather, how are you doing today?
Fabulous.
Her name is actually Super Heather. So Super Heather, tell me how you got into the home warranty game, how you got into the real estate game.
Yeah, it was kind of by accident, actually. I was working as an advertising key account executive for Gannett, USA Today, the Arizona Republic, and a friend of mine and coworker one day came to me and said, I think I'm going to leave our job and I'm going to go work for this tech home warranty company. And I kind of laughed and I was like, you're going to leave our cushy advertising job to go represent home warranty? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, why? Like, what, and he told me a lot about Super and the innovation and the technology. And I was like, oh, that sounds actually pretty cool. I said, well, hey, if you like it, I think I could do really good at selling warranties. I just like to network and I think I could do really well with this. I said, let me know how it goes. So he was loving it. And I said, yeah, I like to put my name in the hat. And that began my warranty journey. And, I have a background. I was a licensed insurance agent, but like in 2007, probably. And what I liked about it is I did understand policies, and that's something that comes like naturally to me. And so in home warranty, it's been very like, okay, I know how the policy works. I understand the ins and outs. And because of that, I got better and better at recommending what's appropriate and not appropriate, and really just making sure that people understand and I get to educate. And so it's strange how that can all come together, but I love educating. I love marketing and advertising. I'm interested in policies and procedures, and it just kind of all comes together with warranty. So that's how I got into it and then why I've stayed in it.
That's awesome. So, of course, every week we start off with what the market looks like. So, of course, this week in Maricopa, we've got 11,374,000 active listings. Coming soon, we have 544. Pending, we have 7,940. So those are already under contract and they're just waiting to be closed. They're just going through the whole contract stage. Median listing price is $499,000 and median sold price is $435,000 with days on market with 58 days. So I'm going to say, for example, before we start, Heather, I love Super. Love Super. If you can get Super to pay me for this episode, that'd be awesome. Because I love Super. I've had another warranty company, which I won't say their name just because I'm not that mean. But one thing and you can go into detail about this, one thing I like about you guys, and it would have saved me $6,000, is that you guys have all in the clear, what is it?
In the clear.
In the clear, which... Can you explain to people what in the clear is, and then I'll explain to them how I could have saved $6,000?
Sure. Yeah. So at the time when the warranty is being ordered, the agent has the option, and they have to get permission from the homeowner to do this, but they have an option to upload the inspection report. And some agents have been resistant to that because a lot of our competitors are using the home inspection report as a reason to deny. But actually, Super is using it as a reason to cover. And since we do cover unknown pre-existing issues, it's the home inspection report is like the definitive evidence of what was done and how that house in condition was. And so if it's called out on the inspection report, it's going to negate coverage. So with that being said, the homeowner gives permission to the agent. They upload the home inspection report, and then it comes back and it says, great, you have excellent, there's full coverage on all these things. There's limited coverage on this because it wasn't tested, or limited because there are some repairs. And then sometimes it says not covered. And the reason those things are important is because I had an agent call me about this just today. The splits are off on the AC unit, right? They're 5 degrees off industry accepted differential splits. And they asked me, well, is that a reason that they wouldn't cover an AC claim? Yeah, absolutely. Because the splits are not off because you didn't have a tune-up. Like the splits are off usually for a larger issue. And so that other agent was like, well, who cares about that? They're going to get a home warranty. And yeah, so no warranty company covers that. Well, anyway, with the in the clear, within like 48 hours, that report comes back. And that way, everybody knows what's considered covered and not covered before an issue comes up, and it really levels the playing field.
But for example, and this is the way I was explained to it when I talked to Super about it one time, is as long as it says it's good on the inspection report, it's covered by you guys, correct?
Yeah.
So what happened with me is I had a pretty clean home inspection report on the property I bought, and 4 months in, the AC unit went out, and it was an underlying issue that, of course, it wasn't going to be on the home inspection report. So, of course, this other warranty company just denied my claim, and $6,600 later out of my pocket, I had to pay for a whole new AC unit.
Yeah, so a lot of
I was very sad.
Yeah, and a lot of warranty companies, they don't cover pre-existing issues regardless
Which
of,
is fine, but this one, like, that's what I like about you guys. Is like you're straightforward with, if you send us a home inspection report and you've got a pretty good, clean home inspection report, why wouldn't you send it? You guys say, hey, this is all covered. Like,
yeah.
it's guaranteed.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing that with my agents for a long time, even before in the clear. If I would tell them, if you are concerned or you want to know the honest to goodness, is this going to pass to get coverage? I'm happy to look at it and let you know these are things that do need to be addressed, or it's going to be probably not very easy to get coverage on the item.
Okay. So let's start off with the first question, just so people know what home warranty is. So what exactly is home warranty? What does it cover? What major appliances, electrical, plumbing, HVAC, what's included?
Yeah, so I always say it, the short and skinny of it is that home warranty is to cover the major systems and major kitchen appliances against breakdowns due to normal wear and tear. So the things that are covered in warranty, in our warranty and most warranties, it's going to be your AC and heating. It's going to be your interior electrical, interior plumbing and stoppages. It's going to some places include refrigerator, washer, and dryer. Our signature plan does have that, and that's pretty much the number one plan that is selected. It's going to include oven, stove, dishwasher, garbage disposal, vent and exhaust fans. It's going to include ceiling fans, and the list kind of goes on and on. But
those are the
water
basics.
heater, and of course, water heater. That's another big one. So the AC, plumbing, and water heaters are the ones that most people are most concerned about, and so because those are the ones that are expensive and are used a lot.
I'd rather pay $600 than $3,500 for a brand new water heater.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd rather have that warranty. So let me ask you, is there a limit of service calls that I can make on a yearly basis with my home warranty?
Nope. There's no limit to it. Nope.
And then typically, how long does the warranty last?
Most people, when they buy the home, they'll buy the 1 year plan. So all the policies are written as a 1 year plan. But the misconception, I think, is that you only have it for the first year that you have the home and then not to renew. But ironically enough, the majority of the claims, it's on like this kind of a curve. So year 2, year 3, I mean, there's a higher likelihood that you would have a claim in later years. So people can renew their warranty. Gosh, my parents bought the warranty when I started at Super. And so almost 6 years ago, and they were already existing homeowners, and they're super thankful to have the warranty because they have an older AC system. They had a breakdown this year, and they paid, their $85, and it was, a repair that would have cost much more than that. So
that's awesome. And is there, like we talked about with the inspection, but is there any pre-existing conditions that are covered by home warranty?
Well, if it doesn't appear on the home inspection report, then yes. Okay. Because it's basically that's the due diligence behind like figuring out what's an unknown versus known. Now, not being tested doesn't count. Okay. So one piece that I always impress upon agents is, especially with the heating and cooling systems, if it's too hot to get the heat to turn on or it's too cold to get the AC to turn on, that does not negate that it has to be on the inspection report. So what do you do when that happens? You call a licensed HVAC technician, and they can come over and test the unit in different ways to make sure that the unit is functioning properly.
Is there any limitations or exclusions that we should be aware of when we're signing a contract for home warranty?
Yeah, definitely. Like, the warranty's voided if the damage isn't due to normal wear and tear. So if it's due to improper use or lack of maintenance, then lack of maintenance is the big one. Like, if you have your AC and you don't change your filters and you don't get it serviced, and there's a breakdown, like a compressor burns out because it's working too hard, it wouldn't be covered. And so I know that some people over the years have had that happen, and it's like, right, but you have to make sure you keep up on the maintenance of that particular item. And then the other thing that people, and I don't like, obviously don't want to promote it, but it's like any insurance contract. You can always cancel your warranty, and you do get a pro rata refund. So that means any unused premium, you're going to get refunded that. And so if you have had no claims. So it's pretty, yeah.
So when it comes to, and you just brought something up that I hadn't thought of. Let's say, for example, I'm going from company A to you guys. Do you guys have a way to see if I've already had previous claims?
There's no like clue report. There's nothing like that. So we wouldn't know. It's very different than homeowners insurance in that way.
So at that point, let's say, for example, I bought the house 2 years ago, and I've had company A for 2 years, and then I want to switch over to super. At that point, how do you know what's a pre-existing condition compared to a newer issue?
Well, on a homeowner plan, we don't cover any pre-existing issues. It's only on a buyer plan. But let's just say you had company A, and then you want to come over to super, and you have had claims and you've done maintenance, and then 3 months in, the AC goes bad, or the water heater goes bad. So there's two ways that we would know if it was pre-existing. One, you could show your records of maintenance and that it was working at this point in time, and that's one way to show that it's most likely due to normal wear and tear. The other piece is that the technician will go out to the property, and on a water heater, if like the thing's been broken for a while, there's going to be like water damage, there's going to be oxidation on the tank, and those things don't happen like overnight. Yeah. And so, like let's say the 15-day waiting period's up on the homeowner plan, and there's like the drain pan is like rusting out. That would be a pretty good indicator that this happened before the policy started.
Okay. And then when I file a claim, do you guys have your own network of contractors, or do I get to choose who will come out and do my work?
Yeah, so we have in-network providers, and we do partner with really great companies that are here in the Valley, and they're not just contractors for us, they're our business partners. I mean, they're obviously so important to making this whole thing work. But yeah, one of the things that I think is great is that we schedule it from start to finish. And so the homeowner not only doesn't have to schedule, but they also never pay the technician any money either. And that's like really important, because that's a way that insurance fraud is happening, like with other warranty companies, because then the service provider's like, well, this much is going to be out of pocket, and they can set the price for that. Whereas like all that is taken care of by super.
Yeah, you don't have someone saying, hey, it's going to be $1,000 from you, and then they double bill you guys for another $1,000.
Right. Yeah, it avoids that whole thing.
And then what is the typical deductible for a service call?
Yeah, so our service call, well, we call it a copay at Super. So our copay is $85.
Is that typical across the board with other companies too?
I would say it's competitive. There's a few companies that are still at like $75, like maybe one or two companies. But a lot of the companies that we're seeing out in the marketplace, they're doing a couple things. You pay a higher copay, the plan's less expensive. The copays I've seen have been as high, or service call fees, I've seen some as high as $125. I've seen them up to $200 if that affects like the cost of the premium of the plan. So I think we're competitive for sure.
And then let's say, for example, I call and file a claim or a service call. What's usually the turnaround time for on a typical call?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. There's a lot of factors to it. So that's one thing I'll say. There are a lot of factors. I mean, in the summertime, your AC goes out and it's a summer like we've had this summer. It's been so many days over.
I think it's like 35 or 40 at this point.
Yeah, and then like the professionals are having to take time off because they're getting heat exhaustion, heat stroke. And so like if 2 technicians don't show up to work due to illness, that affects the whole day, right? So how it works, when you file your claim, if you do it through the online portal or through your mobile app, which is the way I really truly suggest to do it, even if you want to call in later to talk to somebody about the claim, but it's really good to start it from here because we have an automated dispatch tool. And the automated dispatch tool basically works when nobody's in the office. And so your appointment can get set like at 11 p.m. on Saturday night, like hypothetically. I mean, you would know you have an appointment for Monday morning.
That's awesome.
And so our goal is to have somebody on property within 48 hours. Now, like I said, sometimes it's give or take, but in a normal season, 48 hours is pretty good.
Super, I'll send you the invoice, but this is testimony again. You guys have, every time we've used, you guys honestly have someone out in less than 2 or 3 days. But like you said, go on the online app and put everything in. We've always put it in less than 24 hours, we have someone reaching out to us to confirm the appointment or get someone out there. So super, I'll send you the invoice. So if I were to be selling my house and I still have home warranty, is that transferable to the new owner?
Yeah, you can transfer the warranty to the new owner and they would have whatever's left, or you could buy a warranty for them and then they would also get like the months.
So you could just cancel yours and just get the prorated rate.
Yeah, I think we can do it that way. But then also you could cancel your warranty plan and you can get refunded, and then a brand new plan could be put on the property. So there's a couple different ways.
Okay. Give me your most interesting service call.
Oh, I've had a few. I think the most interesting one is it was an AC claim, and the homeowner was very upset about the unit making some noise. Now, I will tell you, most warranty companies, and this is inclusive of Super, they don't fix, like if it has a weird smell or if it's just making a noise, it's not considered a breakdown. And so, and that was the case. It was making a noise that was driving this person crazy. So I understand they were wanting to get this fixed. Well, there was nothing to fix. There was no breakdown happening. And
so the AC was performing well. It was cooling. It was just making a weird noise.
Yeah, it was making a weird noise. And so the technician left and we, were told that it was just a noise. Everything was fine. And then about a week or so later, the claim gets reopened. And it was a different technician, goes out, because it's a new claim, basically, goes out, and the unit is now not working at all. And so, needless to say, the technician took pictures and everything, and the homeowner was like, saw him taking these pictures, and he says, "What are you doing with those pictures?" And he's like, "Well, I have to take pictures of the diagnosis." And he's like, Super's probably not going to cover this. This wasn't broken when I was here last. I think it was the same technician. He said, it wasn't broken when I was here last, and now it's broken, and it looks like somebody beat this unit. Like all the fins were bent. I mean, it was completely physical damage, and Yeah, the homeowner was not happy that we
He
weren't going to
couldn't put up
cover
with
it.
the noise that he just took it back to it.
Yeah, and he wasn't happy that we denied the claim due to damaging the product.
That's an awesome story. So Heather, is there anything else you want to tell our viewers about home warranty?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to say about warranty, but I always like to say that when you're looking at warranty, it's really important to understand the limits of coverage. And I'm sure you can relate to this too. Not all plans are created equally. And so when you're looking at it, if your AC has only a limit of $5,000 and that's what it caps out at for 12 months, you kind of have to think about, is that enough to replace a unit? If you only get like $1,000 towards your hot water heater, you know, we're seeing more. It's around 12 to 1,400. So
I paid $35 for ours.
do you have a big tank? Yeah, bigger tanks will do that. But
Super replaced it. Thank you, Super. Send the check.
thank you.
I'm
A lot of accolades.
I'm gonna have you email this to your boss.
I'm totally gonna have to show this episode.
You can send this to Adam if you want.
Yeah, I'm going to send this out to a few people. So, yeah, I mean, it's important to understand the limits of coverage. That's a huge piece. And a lot of people don't understand that. And so when they're looking at the price of the plan, it's like Super's not the least expensive warranty in the game. We're also not the most expensive. But for our coverage, it's commensurate with what's covered.
So, and I will tell you guys this. Me and Heather have worked together for many, many years, and we work together. And especially, it's awesome when we get to work together with similar clients. Like we work with a lot of realtors that will use me for the insurance and her for the home warranty. So when there is a case that it's kind of in between both of us, we do work together to kind of figure out what needs to be done to, of course, take care of the client at the end of the day. So that's the cool thing about us is like I cover. We do the home insurance. She does the warranty. So you've got coverage pretty much for everything between us. So that's why I really like working with you because, I mean, I honestly can pick up my phone any day of the week and you'll answer me. And it's the same with you. You can call me and we can talk about a client.
And this is true because you have a policy for my household too. And you answer your phone. I've not ever called where I didn't get like a text that said, hey, can I call you back? Just being responsive. And so that's a great piece of our partnership.
Of course.
But it's a great partner like benefit for the people that work with us too.
And I know, like, for example, home insurance is required and home warranty isn't. But like the times I've bought home warranty, especially that first year, something always goes wrong. Like I said, that the water heater, they told us, like, this water heater's on its last leg.
Yeah.
It probably has about a year or two left. So we bought the home warranty, and 8 months in, you guys replaced that whole $35,000.
The leg broke. It was the last leg broke.
Yeah, the last leg just knocked off. Thank you, Super.
Well, and then like I always use this example, and since you're here, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I use the example of the water heater because this is where I see the most issue happening, where the warranty is going to be a huge benefit. So let's say you go out of town, water heater leaks, and maybe it's in a closet in the house. It's not in the garage. There doesn't have like whatever
The pan.
well, that and like a lot of water heaters that are in the garage also, the drip pan has...
they have an a pipe that goes outside.
Yeah,
too.
it goes outside. So therefore, it would be less likely you would have water damage. But anyway, not all water heaters have that. And so you come home, you're gone for a week. Probably there might be mold already started. And so now you have to call your homeowner's insurance, right? And you got to file a claim because you have this water damage. And that's great because you need to do that. But what doesn't happen typically is they don't replace the water heater.
Because that's covered under home warranty.
Because that's for the warranty. And
So I will tell you this: when ours broke, and we caught it on time too, where it was minimal damage, but it was still probably $1,500 to $2,000 worth of damage.
you had to have a remediation company. I remember.
It was we had a remediation company come out, and then we had to get that remediation company to just do everything. And at that point too, and this is what we tell our clients: is even though your deductible is $1,000, if you can bear to, of course, cover the damages of the losses, it's better for you in the long run too. Because I could have easily filed a claim for $2,000 worth of damages. I would have been paying $1,500 out of pocket. So $500 from the insurance company is not really going to make a difference.
Right.
Where now I've got a water claim, which is in insurance terms one of the worst claims to have on your record, because that's going to sit on my record for any claim sits on your records for 5 years, but water claims are seen as almost the worst if no one knows that yet.
Yeah.
So that's going to sit on my record for 5 years, and it's going to increase my policy for the next 5 years. So if you can mitigate loss yourself, of course, use the home warranty because it's a $75 service fee. But if you can mitigate $500 more over your deductible and just eat that instead of having to file a claim, it helps out too.
Well, yeah. And then I've had people ask me, well, my insurance company covers mechanical breakdowns. And I'm like, okay, so that's fine.
Some policies have it built in, but honestly, it's better just to go through a home warranty.
But now you're going to have a deductible of $1,000 or $2,000.
And it's going to go on your
It's
CLUE
going to
report.
go on your CLUE report. Mm-hmm. And so it would be better to have a warranty where you pay, our deductible is $85. Mm-hmm. So pay $85. There's no CLUE report.
And for anybody wondering what a CLUE report is pretty much a report where, let's say, for example, I've owned the house for 3 to 5 years, and Heather's going to buy the house for me. It's a report I have to give her showing any claims I've filed in the last 5 years. So, of course, that always affects things, because then Heather can turn around and be like, hey, you had this claim. Why don't you give us a break here, give us a break there? So, of course, if you don't have to file those CLUE reports, it's, I guess it's tough to disclose it, though, don't you?
I don't know that part of it, but I know that the person will find out when it's harder for them to get insurance. You know what I mean? It's
yes
like,
and no, because that's a whole other dragon, a whole other beast we're not going to talk about. Because that certain claims, like if I were selling my house to you and I had claims, certain claims would affect you. A lot of them wouldn't affect you. The only one that would really affect you would be a water claim, because there was a water claim on the property. No, because it was mine, and most of the time it's repaired.
Gotcha.
My favorite fire claim story is I had a realtor call me about a couple years ago, and they're like, hey, so this house says it was built in 2005, and this is like 2018 when I got this call. It says brand new, like new home. And I was like, why does it say that? So I went in there and quoted the policy. Checked the CLUE report. The house had burned down like a year ago.
So it
was a brand new home.
Oh my god!
It was a like new home because they had rebuilt the whole house. But I just thought it was hilarious. But they're like, "Why does it say this?" And I was like, "Just the way they worded it."
The way they worded it. That was a catchy way to get somebody to look at that.
They sold the house. So Heather, let me ask you: if someone wants to talk to you about home warranty, reach out to you, look into some plans. What's the best way for us to get a hold of you?
I'm pretty easy to get a hold of just on my cell phone. And so my phone number is 517-256-7723, 517-256-7723. Or you can find me on social media. Definitely, I respond there as well. And, of course, email. But the best way to reach me...
What's your Instagram?
Just Heather Darin.
Nice.
Yeah, it's easy.
So if you guys need anything from Heather, of course, reach out to her or reach out to me, and I'll put you in contact with her. Heather, thank you, of course, for being on the show. And, of course, if you guys need anything home insurance-wise or home warranty-wise, because, well, we can do this together with Heather, just give us a call. Heather, thank you for being on the show.